You're listening to JS Unfiltered, where Sam Cotton and Jason Trevino break down conspiracies, life lessons, and everything in between. No topic is off limits. Let's roll.
Welcome back. This is JS Unfiltered. Now, this is a unprecedented moment, Sam. We have done literally, I think this is our third episode in a row. That is called a streak. See, that's what happens. That's how these podcasts have to go. We have to do them more often to make this a habit. We make a habit. We start getting followers. We start getting money.
That helps podcasts even more, Jason. When you stop using Timo Internet and you actually stay online. Hey, where'd you go? Where you at, Jason?
I'm here. I'm here.
But I did change your name because you had it lowercase. So I like to capitalize the J and the T.
Still learning, huh? Anyways, where we left off. Well, yes, I was telling you, this is called a streak. You see, that's how podcasts work. You have to do them more often. You get followers, then followers equal money. Money equals fame, but we don't get to the fame part if we don't do them often. So if we do this more often, the chances of people liking us, well, me, I'm not you, me, would be higher. You see, this is how things go, my friend.
So you're saying that I should go streaking?
If that gets us views, do what you got to do. Take one for the team. Good mindset. Right there. It's a good mindset.
We'll start a Patreon, and if they contribute monthly, then they can see us streaking. How about that?
How many people you all want to see Sam's streak? If we hit a bundle, yeah, here you go. You might get more than what you paid for. Who knows? Oh, my goodness. Anyways, well, it's good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Another week of JS Unfiltered. Just two knuckleheads shooting the breeze. So we're going to get started here real quick with Sam. He got a story about pyramids you think you were talking about, Sam? So this is quite interesting. Fire away.
Yeah. It's funny because we don't tell each other what the entire story is going to be that we're sharing beforehand. I just tell him a loose topic. I just said, Jason, we talking pyramids today. And he's like, all right, let's go. And he's going to talk. Actually, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I forgot. So, and that's the thing. That's how we are, because I bring the fun, conspiracy, crazy vibe, and Jason brings the I'm a dad at home with the kids vibe.
There you go.
No, but in all realness, though, I love our dynamic, and I love how we vibe with each other. And Jason's in freaking California, bro.
Right.
I'm over here in Nashville, Tennessee, and today it's been pouring rain. It's stopped right now, but it's gonna pour rain by the time we're finishing this podcast.
Oh, wow.
Which is wild.
It's been overcast here today for sure, but nothing like you guys are experiencing, that's for sure.
That's fun. I like it. But before we go that full ancient mystery mode with the old pyramids, I wanted to share that the Pentagon just dropped their third batch of UAP files.
Interesting.
On the 12th, just a few days ago.
And what does that entail?
It's another 72 documents of photos and videos. So what's weird is that there's more glowing orb sightings.
Oh.
And there's actually some eyewitness footage from civilians about an orange mother orb that splits into small red ones.
Wow.
But here's the thing. It's still the same pattern of just lights in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not sharing with us that smoking gun of actual aliens or crash saucers, even though we already know that they have them from whistleblowers.
Interesting.
It's the same pattern, just more data, more questions. It keeps the conversation alive with us, with Congress. And I love that we do have congressmen and women that are asking more questions and pushing for more details. But I'm still waiting for that freaking smoking gun, bro. I'm still waiting for that. We found a crashed craft and that we're working on the technology, or we found something living inside.
That'd be crazy.
They have those. That's the thing. And you've got the famous UFO researcher, Jeremy Corbell.
Mm-hmm.
People have mixed thoughts about him. Some people say, well, he's a government shill and he's a plant. Other people say he's an investigative journalist that's on the fringe, on the edge of it, but he's got the deets, he's got the information, he's got the details. Right now, people are calling for him to release what he has. And the reason is because he said this before. He said, if Trump does not release all the files, like the smoking gun files, the ones that show that there's proof of aliens, he's got his own files that he's going to release. I don't know if this guy's got it or not. He says he does. I'm waiting to see till I believe, but there are more out there. I know it in my freaking gut that they have it, bro. What do you think?
Where are these sightings happening? Are they in these farm towns that you always see in the movies where they see like the imprint in people's crops and stuff like that? I mean, where are these sightings actually happening?
The majority of them are happening right where you are.
Really? Go to California, huh?
Yes.
All right.
The majority of these sightings are happening in California.
All right.
And many people believe that there's an underwater UAP base right off the coast of California.
That I would not doubt. I've heard recently, I've heard a lot of stories about stuff being in the ocean. That's why NASA stopped investigating what's underneath it, because there's stuff underneath it that they don't want people to know about. So
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And I challenge you, Jason, and I challenge you, viewers, go onto Google Maps, go to like kind of, and then start to zoom in and scroll on the ocean outside of Malibu.
Okay.
So between Malibu and like kind of start looking around underwater, you're going to see a perfectly symmetrical underwater shelf that the skeptics say is a natural formation. But when you look at it, it looks like a freaking wall with doors underwater.
Wow.
And you could see that on Google Maps.
That's crazy. And how do the powers to be explain that? Or do they even try to and just hope it just goes away?
They say it's a natural formation. Oh, it's just a rock shelf underwater, and it just naturally looks like that. If you think it's anything else, you're having pareidolia. That's what they always use. If you think it's anything else besides natural, you're having pareidolia. I can't say that word.
Right.
You know what word I'm talking.
I know, I get it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's too easy to dismiss things with that. And a logical, okay, I'm taking devil's advocate. A logical mind says that the simplest explanation is usually the right one, and that's usually right.
Yeah.
But it does not mean you dismiss everything else. It does not mean that you just accept the easiest explanation and say everyone else is full of shit. That's not how you do that. You gotta this, because we have people in the Navy now that are coming out saying that, yeah, I've seen craft come out of the water off California.
Yeah.
All those facts, they come out of the water, dude. And
That's
then
crazy.
they fly into the water at like Mach speeds and they don't make a splash.
Yep.
What is going on?
People they don't explain it. That's the part, you know. The humans are just going to eventually get bored, see something else shiny and go away. That's what they're hoping for. They don't want, for some reason they don't want to inform the people. I don't know why. But nonetheless, they think that, you know, power, obviously they want all the power. That's what it comes down to.
That's true.
You know, they control us, which is another way of saying it, really.
Part of the true. There's so much I'd love to go into on a later episode, but I mean, part of it is the fact that this secret that's been around since World War II,
right,
has been such a big secret that they've had the people to keep it a secret. So when you've got government taking care of people, then you have crimes that have been committed, and those crimes don't want to be let out to the light. And I think the main driver of people in military and government not releasing more, because then that's going to be found out.
It makes you, who keeps those people quiet? You know, those people who are doing those, keeping other people hush hush. Who keeps those people quiet? They must be getting paid a lot of money not to blow the whistle or something like that, or not to slip up or something. They must be on this like secluded island or something. Who knows? Because they can't just be walking around among us. You know, they'll slip up, I would think.
Well, they're under threat.
Right.
You know, imagine if the tactics that they take, right? So, for example, one of the famous congresswomen in Congress who was speaking out against the Epstein files and all that, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she was very outspoken about it. And then one day, guess what they did? Somebody planted her family's business.
Oh, wow.
It turned out to be a fake one, like completely fake, but it was a message from
showing
the
you
powers
like
that be that said,
yeah, it's showing like we have the capability
of doing this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go off script because I want to talk about this. This is crazy, right?
Mhm.
I'm probably opening a can of worms, but whatever. I don't care. JS Unfiltered is back over a year ago, or like maybe it might have been 2 years ago. There were people in Syria and Lebanon that were being killed by pagers. So imagine something this size, right? This is my
Okay.
this mic. A lot of professional speakers use mics like this. I have the smaller one, but there's a bigger one that's like the size of the case. So a lot of professionals use this. So it's about the same size as the pager. So back in Lebanon, people are still using, and there were a series of bunch of people that were getting killed by their pager. This is covered on CNN, mainstream media, so it's not even fringe. Like this is covered by mainstream media. They were being killed by pagers using something called a shape charge. Have you heard of that?
No, I'm not.
So, in general, how a bullet just explodes out and just goes out.
Right.
A shape charge is when you can and make it so that instead of it going out everywhere, you can explosion on like the tip, like a small tip, that so
Okay.
it shoots outward. The explosion kind of goes in, and there's this explosive material called PETN. It's a chemical name for it. It's like a very, very explosive that's very energetic.
Okay.
So think about putting the size of like a coin, that amount of explosive material inside of this. There's empty space in here where you could in there.
Right.
That's how small that is. Like it's the small, like the size of this pen is
Right.
basically that the explosive material, and you hide it inside of this. So people were getting a message on their pager saying press OK to clear air. And
Hmm.
as soon as you press OK, it blows up. And guess who took credit for that?
Huh.
I'll give you two guesses.
The good old U.S. government?
No.
No.
Who's the other?
So the Russians?
No. Chinese
Iraqs?
either. Nope.
Man, who did? CIA?
Nope. Close. It's an intelligence agency. They're called the Mossad.
I never heard of those guys. Okay.
They're the CIA of Israel.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Took credit for it publicly. And they said, yep, we
Wow.
did that. We did. Yeah.
That's
Forward to more recent times, the Prime Minister of Israel, right after that happened, gave President Trump a gift. Right after that happens. You know what the
oh,
gift was?
a pager?
Yeah, a golden pager.
Oh my goodness.
What do you think that says?
We can get
You too. Yeah.
yeah. Man,
Isn't that wild?
it is. Holy cow.
And with
Hmm.
what the latest theory is? Well, the theory that's getting most traction,
What's that?
his Rode mic, he had the same mic like this.
Uh-huh.
His was the version, mine's not the Pro, so his is like the size of two of them. Right? So
Okay.
his is like a little bit bigger.
Right.
But his was clipped inside of his shirt,
Okay.
same size as a pager, same size as like this.
But why would he need a mic if he was on a microphone, wasn't he?
He was holding a physical mic, and he had this clipped under his shirt.
Hmm. Okay.
And um on all tours, he was doing that because somebody had the mic plugged into the computer, like the Rode mic
Yeah.
was plugged in the computer, and then the long mic plugged into the speakers at the event,
Oh, okay, okay.
so that could record and do live
Yeah.
streams and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my semi-professional. I'm not a professional AV person, but I know
Hmm.
enough about AV to know that's what they were doing. That's not
That
something
makes
I
sense
read,
though. Yeah.
but that's what they were doing because that's what I would do if I was
Right.
if I was in charge of AV. That's exactly what I would do.
Right.
Actually, not even what I would do, what I have done, because I've done AV for, our business and stuff. And that's how you would do it. You'd have the Rode mic that would connect to a computer, and then you'd have the actual long mic, which would connect to the speaker system. It just makes
Right.
sense. But
Okay.
the thing about somebody when you're like Charlie Kirk and you're at a speaking event like that, you know how you come in, somebody drives you in.
Hmm.
As you're walking, people are like, putting stuff on. Somebody puts them on him,
Hmm.
probably somebody a little bit of, powder on his
Makeup and
nose,
stuff.
whatever,
Yeah.
that kind
Yeah.
of, right?
Yeah.
So he's not any tampering or anything bad going on with that.
Right.
And call me a conspiracy theorist, but you think about what happened. The FBI is killed by a 30-06 bullet.
Hmm.
That kind of bullet, if you shoot it at a person, it should make a giant hole in them. Like it's a ridiculously bullet.
Right.
Like it take out left side of your body if it hits you.
Sheesh. Okay. Yeah.
But then when he was killed, it didn't his neck and stopped.
Mm.
These are chicken in here, bro.
Right. Right.
There's nothing that should stop a bullet like that.
Right.
So then
It's
you
one of those,
see him, he just kind of in the neck and just slumps over.
it's one of those magic bullets. Yeah.
Magic. Nobody around had any shrapnel. Even if it did stop in his body, there should be little pieces and shrapnel and things going everywhere.
Mm.
None of that.
That's crazy. So you think that thing that he had in his shirt, they did something and they made it explode and kill him? Do
Yep.
that?
Yep. And I
Wow.
think and what it should have happened, it should have been through his chest, the explosion of this.
Uh-huh.
But because you're moving around, and I know it, I use this mic. As you're
Hmm.
moving around, it kind of like changes kind of
Yeah.
my shirt or whatever. Maybe it's
Yeah.
supposed to be facing this way, and it kind of got moved to that.
Okay.
And it's going to direction of the shape charge and it made it up into his neck.
So that guy that they caught for his actual murder is just a scapegoat?
Yeah, because the FBI caught making fake text messages of him.
I I did that. I heard about that. Yeah.
The timestamps don't match at all.
Hmm.
And it went through a Discord server,
Yeah.
and the texts don't even sound like him.
Wow.
And the timestamps are completely wrong. They don't match up with the story at all.
Right.
And so his rifle, imagine having a rifle, Jason, that's like, right? This,
Yeah.
tripod. Okay, if I'm going to run and be undetected, I can't fold it like a tripod. I have to disassemble it and put it in my pockets or my backpack, right?
Right.
When you're running, you're going to run like this.
Yeah.
All the footage of him, he's not carrying a damn rifle.
Mm.
So you know what the FBI said?
Huh.
The FBI said before he went on the roof and when he came off the roof, so when we saw him running through the parking lots and the trees and all that, he had it disassembled. That kind of rifle is really old. It's his grandpa's rifle. It's like from
Right.
like Korean or World War. I don't know exactly, but it's old.
Right.
That kind of rifle, you can't just snap it apart and snap it together. You need tools to disassemble. There's screws that you have to unscrew on it.
Mm. Okay.
So if you're through the freaking woods, you think he's running through the woods and just kind of doing this,
Definitely no. Yeah.
And then he disassembles it, gets on the roof, runs across the roof, and then when he's like, okay, now I'm in, then he puts it back together again,
Yeah.
takes his shot, then disassembles it again,
Right.
and runs off the roof. And then guess what he does? He assembles it again for the third time, wraps it in a blanket, puts it neatly in a box, and closes the box nicely, and
Right.
then goes home and
Yeah. That
leaves it
sounds.
like a rat in the forest.
Yeah. That definitely is another type of JFK type of assassination. All that stuff.
That
Second man
is
on the
the
grassy
official
knoll.
story. Jason,
Uh-huh.
you're not allowed to question the official story because if you do, you're going against the FBI and the administration and you're a conspiracy theorist.
Well, then label me that. What you just told me right there, it opens my mind to a lot of questions. Then that's for sure.
I'm gonna go, you know what? I'm going down this rabbit hole even further.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you some more things that are just wild.
Hmm.
So the very day after Charlie's murdered, this guy that does pavers, which is like kind of like concrete and stuff like that,
Right.
gets a call from the staff member at a university, because this happened at the University of Utah,
Right.
and says, I have an emergency paving request for you. And he's like, well, this happened on a Saturday. And he says, well, tomorrow's Sunday, so I don't work on Sundays. Call me and we'll figure something out. And they said, no, you don't understand. I need the concrete poured and set and done by Monday morning. So I need you to come in on Sunday and do it. This is like a third party, so he doesn't work for them, but he does work for them
Yeah. I get
on a
it.
contract type of thing.
Right.
Then he says, well, I don't understand what's going on. He says, well, I need you to come in, and whether it's your crew or you can get somebody else, I need you to come in on Sunday, get this all done in one day so that by the time Monday morning rolls around, it's done. No more work being done. and I need you to completely pave over the entire area exactly where Charlie Kirk was murdered. They already had a different crew coming in with from the under the FBI
Right.
that dug up all the dirt under there and took all the dirt out already. And they just wanted him to come in and pour concrete. This guy had to come and call like multiple other people come in and pour it. And he asked, he said, why is there such urgency? Who's authorizing this? They need to charge you like my emergency rate or whatever. He's gonna have to charge a higher amount. He
Yeah.
said it is a direction of the governor of Utah and the FBI that this has to be done by tomorrow. A day after Charlie's murder, dude.
Wow. They're trying to hide something, clearly.
And this is not a story. This is actually this guy did a news interview talking about all this.
Hmm.
What is going? Why pave the very next day?
I know. There's some
Shouldn't there be an investigation looking into what the hell happened?
exactly. That's kind of messing with the crime scene, for God's sake. So I mean, shoot, they're hide something. What are they trying to hide? That I will love. We'll never know. Well, that's the sad part. You know, just like knowledge is power. They want all the power, and we'll never know. They're clearly trying to hide something, for sure.
Yeah. And it's like, all the details not add up, but then, like I said earlier, if you question any of this, you're automatically attacked by people online. Dude, you're attacked online.
Right. Right.
And here's, I'm not hate on Erica, right? But
Hmm.
the problem is that she's being used, either she is or somebody else is using her grief as a tool.
I would agree to that.
Whether
Yep.
it's her or somebody else, and it seems like her because she's pushing it even more and more
Right.
of if you question about this narrative, you're attacking a grieving widow. So that what that is a classic. If you don't go along with the story, you're hating on this person. You're disregarding her feelings. This is not a question of somebody's feelings. This is a question of finding the facts.
Right.
If there are things not adding up, if there are text messages that are saying this happened, but the timestamps don't match, if there's this kid who doesn't have very much experience with this rifle, is able to get off this shot so cleanly and assemble and disassemble in such a short time with no evidence of using a tool,
Hmm.
shouldn't we question that?
We should.
Shouldn't we ask why this has been paved over the very next day?
100%. That just seems too fishy right there. Too many red flags right there.
Yeah.
Too
And
many.
even for that, you have all these ancillary evidence necklace that Charlie was
Hmm.
the phone. Charlie said he got threatening. He felt threatened for his life the day before this happened. He said, "I think someone's going to kill me soon." You know that, right? People, and he said, "My life's in danger. I think I'm going to die soon."
I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
And the FBI wasn't interested in looking through his phone. They just they just gave it back to Erica. Here you go.
Wow.
And we only know about this because people have been screenshotting their group chats with him and sending it out to the media and different people.
That's it's man. There's absolutely no words because I mean, hell, if he was alive and he can this the next president election type thing, I wouldn't be surprised if his name on the ballot. Honestly, so I mean, these people silenced him quickly, and they did easily. Still, it's just all this just seems way too neat. There's way too many red flags, and it's like the government just wants us to brush it on the rug. Like, oh, don't worry about it. It didn't happen.
Mhm.
That was almost a year ago. Don't worry about it. Look over here. You know, so piece of
Yeah, there's FBI have not been released. There's a FOIA requests that are going out asking, okay, why were agents in Utah like a day or two before this happened? What was that
right,
about? Because that's one of the things that's being investigated right now. Why did a private jet from an FBI jet come from Virginia or wherever headquarters is and land in Utah like a day before this happened?
right.
Yeah. Why
A
were
lot of questions, no answers. That's the sad part.
yeah.
No answers. And the sad part is, like I said, we probably won't get any answers. That's the sad part because knowledge
Yeah.
is power. And the government wants all the power. That's simple. They'll give
Wow.
you little bits and pieces, and that's about it. And I think that they've done you a huge favor. That's the sad part.
Yeah. I just pursuit of truth, Jason. You know that.
Mm. Oh yeah.
And to me, matters more than your feelings about the matter, whether it's mine or your feelings, to be
Right.
honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's sad that people use manipulation of emotions to either A, make people think what they want to think, or B, stay away from topics that they deem taboo.
Exactly. Well, that's something to chew on for sure, and it's definitely something that for me it's eye opening as well. Because before talking to you about this whole thing, I thought that the guy who's Charlie, they found the rifle in like bushes or something. Like he tried to throw away or something like that, and like he tried to run and stuff. But this is new information. I didn't know about the cement thing. I didn't know about the crawling up the dirt, the doing it the day right after. That's just
Mhm.
a lot of red flags. Anybody's going to notice that. This government thinks they're so slick and that they can get away with anything, but you're
Mhm.
doing things in broad daylight, if you will, right
Yeah.
in front of your eyes. We can't
Mhm.
deny that there's something going on.
Yeah.
It's government just for a bunch of idiots, honestly. Which is
Mhm.
it's because we're not. We are
Yeah.
people, and we probably know more and better than the actual government itself. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. And that thing is when it comes to cases like this, you'll get, somebody's in the comments and say, well, actually, there is no evidence of a charge being put inside of the microphone, da 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 da. I say then, and you know what my response to that is, if that's you typing that comment right now, I'm saying,
Mhm.
okay, there is no that's clear of a charge, a shape inside the microphone, but that doesn't mean you throw out everything else that is
Even
fishy about this.
do you think the government would actually put that on down in writing to begin with? That there was a in his not going to do that. They're going to leave
No,
shit out. You know.
yeah. And that's how it's proven all the time when we have ideas is that,
Mhm.
they have to include that in their report. Of course they didn't include that in their report.
If you honestly think the government is batting 1,000, my God, I have a freaking igloo to sell you in freaking the desert. Okay, honestly, that's my reply right there. You trust the government 100%? God bless you. Good luck with that. See how far that gets you. Oh my God. Oh, I hope someone comment on that. I would love to see Sam just go crazy on you guys if you dare try to comment something like that. Hell, I'll even do it. It's freaking
I
ridiculous.
don't go crazy. I'm very
Yes,
simple.
yes, of course. We'll say for the black USAVs. He's a very cool person. Yes.
I am. I'm not, the thing is, I'm direct. I'm afraid to call you out if you're wrong.
Oh, I know. I know. True.
Yeah, and I'm calling me out. I'll give you that permission.
Of course. Of course. That is why we keep Sam around. He keeps our
Mhm.
minds open to all these type of possibilities. And
Mhm.
just because the social medias, the media in general wants to pump full of these what they call truths, we got Uncle Sam here coming around the corner and saying, "Oh no, 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 look this way too."
Mhm.
So it opens your mind, it opens these possibilities. There's a lot of red flags
And
with this
and one
Charlie.
one
Charlie.
last thing with this,
Mm-hmm.
if you look up Charlie Kirk while he was alive,
Mm-hmm.
he spoke out openly about the JFK assassination.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke out openly about the attempted assassination against Trump. And you know what his
Mm-hmm.
thoughts were about both?
Huh.
He said the guy's lying
Mm-hmm.
and that we, the people, need to ask more questions and not accept the narrative because there's something fishy going on. This is Charlie Kirk himself.
Yep. Yep.
If he was somehow able to comment on his own assassination, there'd be no doubt he'd be saying the same thing.
Right.
Yet we have his own wife saying, shut up and accept the narrative.
Mm. I guarantee it's got to her too. I guarantee
Am I
you.
attacking a grieving widow, Jason? Is this me attacking a grieving widow? No,
Not at all.
no,
Not at all.
I'm just facts.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, because I back
But
it up.
there.
Maybe I'll find one, share it for you. There's a really interesting TikTok of Charlie Kirk saying that these things are not adding up with the Trump assassination attempt and that
Mm-hmm.
we should be looking into it and that there's a cover up going on. He said the same thing about JFK. And he said,
Mm-hmm.
keep investigating, keep asking questions because the more they silence you, the more you let something on.
Exactly.
How
Exactly.
ironic that's going on now with his own assassination.
Yep. So true. So true. And that definitely said again a eye opener of facts for sure. And
Mhm.
again, like Charlie like says, keep the government because again, knowledge is power, and they think
Yep.
they have all the power, but they're literally doing these things right in front of us. We have to be blind not to see them. Even a blind person can feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely
Keep asking questions and don't silence else because they don't agree with you. Hear them
exactly,
out.
exactly,
If you wrong, then bring the facts and show that it's wrong.
exactly.
I can't be 100% of the time.
Right.
Only 99.
That's what this country was made for, was the freedom of
Yeah.
speech. We
Yep.
can be our own opinions as
Hmm.
well. So just saying.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That was a good talk. I know we went from pyramids to Charlie's assassination. We went off script a little bit, but that's all right. That's a way to educate everyone as well. So that's important. That's the
Okay.
cool. So my tier is I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on my hotel experience and hotel tips for travelers and such here, just to get that in there. My little well, I thought I was only going to do one a year, but I changed my mind. I'll do 2 a year. How's that sound? So this week I want to talk to you guys about third-party reservations, the pros and cons to them, because there are some pros, but there's a lot of cons as well. So third-party reservations, let's say you're on a hotel's website and you see a on there, say for like argument's sake, like $2. Okay. A logical person is going to say, let me see if I can find that cheaper anywhere else, right?
Sure.
Then out of nowhere, you get this dancing kangaroo popping on your computer saying, hey, I got that room for you for $90. Same room, same hotel. Click on me for details. So you click it. You're excited because you're like, shoot, $90 for 200? It's the same hotel, it's the same room. Why wouldn't I go for it? So you click on it, you reserve it, everything's fine, right? Now there's two sides of how the story is going to unfold here.
Well, can I ask a question real quick before you get into that?
Of
Or not a
course,
question, but so the party reservation means that it was not done directly through the hotel. So anywhere else, right?
that is
Yeah.
correct. It could be like the big like Expedia, Priceline. There are the dancing kangaroo are the ones that are like the hole in the walls, the ones you don't hear about. Like I think they're called get a room, some name to it or something like that. There's so many out there. I don't even know all of them, but they got
Sounds
some really funky names.
shady.
Huh?
Sounds shady.
Right? Title alone.
Get a room. It's like, what do
Red
you mean?
flags, telling you, red flags.
Well, does it ask you how many hours you want the room on the website?
Right? Give it a chance, it probably would.
I only
Oh
need
my
15
goodness.
minutes.
Oh my god. But
What kind
yeah,
of hotels you work at, bro? Come on.
I've seen them. I'm telling you. There's even a called day use where you can rent the room for the day, not the night, the day. I'm just saying. To go figure. Some hotels do that too, so it's funky how that all how. But nonetheless, so 2 weeks of this can pan out. If you're just a single traveler, you're really not caring about room you get. You just need a place to lay your head out at night. That will probably go okay, right? You check a hotel, you feel excited about you just did a humongous savings on the room. All right. Well, let's
Okay.
flip that around real quick. Let's say you are a single traveler, but you need to stay longer, and your accommodations are a little bit more serious. You need certain amenities, or let's say that you are a family of 4. All right, you're looking on that same website. You see the dancing kangaroo. You click on it. You give a site that you never heard of all your personal information. You're so excited. You go to the hotel. When you're I should say first, you see a room that says double. So you're thinking you're mine. It's fantastic. I need 2 queen beds. That'd be perfect. So you click on it. You go to the hotel. You're about to check in, right? You go to the hotel. They have your reservation. That's great. They're checking you in. They're like, well, you have a king size bed. No, you're thinking to yourself, I reserved 2 queen beds. I have a confirmation and everything. So they ask you to show you if you can show them the confirmation number or confirmation. You start looking through your email, you can't find that confirmation. Now you start getting a little nervous. It's late at night. The hotel's sold out of 2 queen beds, so all you have is a king bed. You're hoping the front desk can still accommodate you by bringing in a rollaway in your room. If you're lucky, some hotels can't do it because of the fire code, because that king size bedroom can only hold 2 people. And you're wondering, then why did it allow me to put 4 people in a room? It shouldn't have to begin with. Because again, the fire code. Then also you're like, well, it's a double room. What double room means to a third party is that price is good for double occupancy, not that you have 2 queen beds. You think to yourself, well, the third party site never said that. No, they don't. That's
Wait, define what double occupancy is for us laymen's.
of course, the double occupancy means that price is good for 2 people, and that's it.
2 people. Okay.
Yep. Why that party will allow you to book 4 people in a room that can only hold 2 people? I don't know. That's a good question. That's what makes third party kangaroo sites very sketchy. They want your money. That's what they want. They don't care how your experience is. So the hotel, let's say for argument's sake, does send you a cot. So you got the kids in the cot, your wife and the husband are in the bed. But if anyone's ever slept in those cots before, they know they're uncomfortable. So the next morning, everybody's cranky. The wife or husband is upset at you because you weren't reading through the reservations clearly enough. And now everybody's upset. Not a great way to start off a vacation, right? I'm going to teach you guys 3 simple rules how to avoid that from happening. And it's a little three I've come up with. Investigate, plan, and communicate. You use steps. I'm going to go over here real quick. It will make sure that if you do use a third party through your vacation, you'll go through a lot smoother than what I just described. Okay, so that's first. So you click on that dancing kangaroo. You go to that site. These are 3 things you're going to want to do. 1, you're going to want to make sure that you have a customer service number to get hold of, or at least an email at the very least. I ran into one customer one time who did one of these things and had an issue with his reservation. Now, you don't pay the hotel when you do these sites as well. They're prepaid. So you pay that third party. You don't pay the hotel. So if something goes wrong with your stay, you need a refund or something, you have to go to the third party. This guy had to call 3 o'clock in the morning because the third party was based in overseas, like in China or something like that. So he had to call 3 o'clock our time to get a hold of somebody during their business hours. So that cheap rate that he thought he got and loved turned into be a real big pain in the ass, right? And these 3 steps here, they could have been avoided. So you go on that site, you make sure there's a customer service number, or at the very least, an email, so you can get a hold of these people, right? Thirdly, you're going to look at this site and the description of the room. If it does not say 2 queen beds, you're not getting 2 queen beds. You're not hoping to book that room and hope the front desk will upgrade you. Don't take that chance. Because there's also another acronym I want you guys to come up familiar with. It's called DTA. Don't trust anyone. Because nobody is going to care about your vacation or your stay more than you. Because that person at the front desk, you might get there and get all mad at them, all huffy and puffy. After their 8-hour shift, they get to go home. They'll forget about you in about a couple hours. But you're still stuck at the hotel or wherever you're at, still miserable. So who's that going to be, right? So you do all that. You find the customer service number. You find the email. You have a description of the room. Before you book anything, though, you're going to call the hotel. Say, hey, I found this right online. The description of the room says this. And if you would just say, hey, this is double room, does that mean I'm going to get a 2 queen bed? Any logical hotel front desk agent is going to say, if it does not say 2 queen beds, you're not getting that. It's going to be a king size. So you have investigated. Got that. Okay, now you're planning. Okay, great. I'm getting myself into. I found a room that actually says 2 queen beds. That's perfect. That's what I'm going to get then. You book it. Again, you give this site your personal information, and off you go. So now you've investigated, planning to come. Thirdly is communication. So what you do is after this reservation is booked, give the hotel maybe, I don't know, a couple hours. You're going to call the hotel. You're going to make sure that reservation is in the system. Because with most of these parties, the hotel gets their information via email or still old school well. And then that renters agent, exactly. It's weird. Some of these parties still do that. Then the hotel staff has to put your information into the computer. That all takes time, right? You're calling the hotel, verifying your reservation, because you want the confirmation number, though. Because that way you can access your reservation online. You can call again to the hotel and just verify the reservation. If they can't do the hotel won't be able to change dates or refund or anything of that. So at least you can verify that the reservation is legit, that you're in there. that you are ready to go. You can verify the check-in time, check-out time, and confirmation number. If you try to do it with the third-party confirmation number, it's not going to. So you know all the details of the third-party website. You're planning. Another step for planning as well is once you book that reservation, you're making sure that third party sends you an email confirmation as well. Like that's going to be important also. And that email confirmation, since it's prepaid, is going to be your receipt as well. The hotel, if you ask them for a receipt, they're going to give you a blank paper that's going to have your name, your check-in, and check-out date, because that's all they have. All the other information does not entitle to you. You don't need to know, because what the rate in their system is not the rate you paid. I guarantee you, it's what the third party is paying. So you obviously don't need to know that. So that won't be on your receipt, because if it did, it would confuse you. Like, well, Del, how does hotel third parties making money? You think they're selling you at the same rate they're charging you? No, they're not. So, right? So if you follow these 3 easy steps, I guarantee you your future thank you. Because when you get to the hotel, that's the last thing you want is any confusion with the reservation. You're going to want to make sure you investigate it, plan, and then you communicate it. By the time you get to the hotel, everything should be fine. Now, if any cancellations, life is too unpredictable to prepay for anything, in my opinion. So I would never prepay for a reservation, because prepaid means you pay it in advance. That's why you're getting such a great discount. So if you want a refund, they're not going to. Your money, you can huff and puff and make every excuse in the world, but sorry, you prepaid it. And even if you do get someone to authorize a refund, first the hotel has to refund the third party, then the third party has to refund you. And last week, you heard me talking about it takes 7 to 14 days for at least a debit card to be refunded. Now you got more hands in the cookie jar. So the hotel refunds the third party. That can probably take 2 weeks. And then once they get their money, then they have to refund you, which will take another 2 weeks. So you're almost looking to close to a month before you even get your money back as well. And if you use our good friend Chime, well, you might as well go to the moon. You're never seeing that money again, you know? So again, a lot of things, the third parties can give you great discounts, yes, but you have to use common sense. You have to use that gut feeling of yourself. It's like, gee, I've never heard of this site. Should I book on this getaroom.com, cheap.com thing, or whatever you want to call it? I've never heard of them. Should I actually use it? No, because they are scams. I've been seeing a lot of advertisements for Hopper. Hopper is one of those kangaroo sites, in my opinion. They suck. They are like the worst customer things out there. They probably would never see my post ever, but I posted on one of their Instagram things telling them, you sell them this thorn of lies. You guys are scammers. Okay? I'm sorry. They are the to get hold of. If anything goes wrong in your reservation, you're screwed, because you have to go through multiple people just to get something done. Again, I know that was a short PSA, but again, I hope if someone does see that, it does help in some capacity.
You know, and I'll throw a few cents because you've worked in the industry. I never have, but I've traveled a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And me as a single person traveling by himself, if I'm doing a last minute, you know, sometimes I'm on the road and I just need a place to crash.
Right.
I'll use the cheapo Hopper travel site because I'm booking something last minute. So I'm not I need to change anything. I just need a place to crash. And, you know, if I cheapest, crappiest room that they have, and if they don't give me that, then I'm getting something better. That's like that's like, oh, you don't have a cheap, crappy room you promised me online? Sure, put me somewhere else as long as there's a bed. I don't care.
Exactly.
But and before ever talking to you about it, Jason, is that if I need something specific, like I need to have 2 beds in the room, I need to be there for certain nights with flexibility, or like I want to, whatever reason, I want the balcony or whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust freaking Hopper website, none of that bullshit, because they will promise you all that, but then when they get your money, haha, that balcony is not a balcony. It's a freaking window with a little ledge that you can't walk on. You know, like
seriously, right? A brick wall instead of the ocean or something. Like, well, if you really hard and turn your head to the right, you can see the ocean.
It's just it's hanging on the wall of the ocean. Ocean view.
We didn't say what kind of breeze you would get, but you get something.
God's sakes. And I know that traveling because I've been screwed over by these people before. where like I think what happened to me was the website glitched and put me on the wrong date of
That
check-in.
happens a lot.
It was because like it was one of the things, Jason, where I did search the correct date, but then when somewhere in the process of checking out, the freaking computer glitches to a different date,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know when I click submit at the end. Or there's one time I think I did notice it, but it was already too late because my card got charged, and it was
Yeah.
just like pain. And that always happens on these third-party BS websites.
Yeah. Or I've had people think they're booking one hotel, and then when they hit submit, it goes to like 5 towns down the road or something.
Yep.
So yeah, that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't trust if I need something more than just a last minute place to crash.
Exactly. If I,
Um,
if I absolutely had to use a third party, I'd probably use one of the bigger names though, like Expedia, Priceline, stuff like that. I wouldn't use any little small ones. That's for sure. Because even
but you
though
know,
they may stay in the ass to get a hold of, they're easier by a slim margin, but they're easier to get a hold of, rather than some hole in the wall that you have to go through 5 different channels to get a hold of them. So
but
yeah.
you know what I noticed, Jason,
Hmm.
that like say you do book like a major name like a Marriott, a Hyatt, a Hilton, one of those
Right.
through their third party, the discounted rate that they're giving you is usually the same discounted rate that you would get if you had like the free rewards program with those
That's
companies.
true. That's true.
So why put yourself at to get the $5 off per
Hmm.
when Hilton will give you the same $5 off per night with their free honors program that you don't even have to be tiered to get.
Exactly.
It's the
Exactly.
same. It's almost every time I've seen it, it's like the same discounts. Like I don't want to deal with third party bullshit
Exactly.
for $5 off a night.
I know, right? It's not
Why?
it's not
It's not worth it.
not one bit.
And that's usually what it is, unless you're getting some super crazy, high price thing. Okay, I'm gonna from to $240 a night.
I know, right?
Big fucking difference, dude. I'm
Not
gonna
worth it at
I'm
all.
gonna book it direct so I can have recourse. Because if I book it,
Exactly.
and you can confirm that, if I book it direct with the hotel, I have a lot of recourse if something goes wrong, right?
You sure do because now you can actually speak with somebody live in person, no matter who you get a hold of can help you because everybody at the hotel is empowered to make the guests happy, right? And figure out a
Mhm.
solution. So yes, there's a lot more recourse. It's a lot more easier, a lot more quicker to get a solution as well. Because even if you happen to get a new person on the phone, at least they can find somebody who's been there for a while to figure it out. So it can still get resolved that
Mhm.
day, or if not that minute. So there's,
Yeah, because
there's
lots of charges reversed, lots of refunds.
hmm
Because I've called in, either like something was not right on my stay, and I would voice it, or on the rare, and it's not often, but on the rare occasion, the actual person made a mistake and screwed
yeah,
something
yeah.
up.
It happens.
But it happens. So
It does. And
um, my experience on.
yeah. Next we all may dive into how to, if not eliminate, how to decrease your chances of being walked. And walked meaning that you get to a hotel and for some reason they don't have a room for you. And they have to what we call walked, which means we have to put you at a different hotel as well. That could be beneficial to some, a pain in the ass again for some, but I'll teach everybody how to decrease the chances of that. How to not eliminate it, but decrease it.
That is a perfect topic for next week because
Yes.
my annual convention is coming on July 6th.
Well, there you go.
And somebody just texted me yesterday because I haven't booked my room for the hotel we're actually going to have the convention at.
Hmm.
I have New York, New York. Convention's going to be Mandalay.
Okay.
So I was thinking of changing, and I was talking to my friend, and he's like, "Well, Mandalay's overbooked, and they are gonna have to send people over to other hotels." And so maybe next week you don't answer that yet, but next
Yeah.
week you can go into about how do they determine who gets sent? How do you guarantee that you don't get sent, or at least
Hmm.
minimize your chances of having that inconvenience?
Yeah.
That'd be a perfect topic, especially with my convention coming up on July
Definitely.
6th. So,
Be very should be very educational.
and my right now is on the same topic that we just talked about. Is there a difference between hippity hoppity website versus like an actual travel agent booking your hotel?
Yes, the travel agent should be informative on the hotel as far as the amenities, the if their things open or closed. third-party websites, even though the hotel will do their due diligence to let them know, hey, our pool's closed. Hey, this is happening. Hey, this happened. Not always will the third party be so active on updating their system as well, especially in the summer. If you're going there hoping there'll be a pool, you get there and the pool's closed. That freaking sucks, right? And all we inform the third party, and the travel agencies usually get informed quickly, like very, very quickly, because the hotel knows book our rooms for us for the majority of the time. We gotta let these guys know quickly, and in return, the travel agents will update their system quickly as well, because last thing they want is to call at midnight or something and say, hey, you pool was closed. Now what do I do? So yeah, the travel agent would be a lot better to go through for sure.
Yeah, because I have a friend of mine who does travel agent stuff, and she's getting paid like 10% plus sometimes on those hotel bookings. It's not bad, dude. Imagine.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Not
That's
bad.
something that you should
Especially if
do.
you get like a 7-nighter or something like that. There you go, ching ching,
Yeah, somebody drops 10 off of it.
Done. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
It's tempting. I have thought about that before as well. Yes. Both a lot of red flags as well from the Charlie Kirk events and such as well. Hope everyone got some tips on the hotels with third parties as well. But yeah, hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you for watching another episode of JS Unfiltered. We will see you all next week.
See you later.
Later.